But focusing in on a corporate voice, and Bpcl is in focus on the back of the privatization plans moving forward, as well as strong response seen with prospective bidders. My colleague Ajay Sharma caught up with Vijayagopal, the Director of Finance at Bpcl. Let's listen in to what he had to say.
As of now, the government has come out with clarifications to the questions raised by the prospective investors. So there were a few questions raised on various factors by the prospective investors in this. And there's a process the government follows to frame the answers. All those processes have been completed, and the government DIPAM has published in the website answers to all the questions from the prospective bidders, which includes questions around net worth clarifications and such matters.
So we also understand that the government is actually planning ESOPs for Bpcl employees in order to, make them, incentivize them and reward them. Talk to us, what is the plan later on?
Yeah. ESOP is actually a scheme by which the employees having a certain length of service, depending on the grades, will be given shares of Bpcl at a discounted price of the shares will be allotted at 1/3 of the market price of the previous 6 months average. We have certain shares held in a trust which was acquired when we merged Kochi Refinery Limited in 2006. Bpcl holds about 9.33% shares in this trust for the benefit of Bpcl. And out of that, 2% of the paid-up capital is being given to the employees at a discount to the market price. And it will be allotted to the employees after the trust keeps the shares for 6 months.
Right. So can you tell us whether non-controlling stakes in some of the joint ventures will also be included in this transaction? Can you share with us?
Yeah, no. When the government sells its stake in Bpcl, all that the Bpcl holds will go to the new investor, which includes the controlling and non-controlling interest which Bpcl holds in various of its subsidiaries and joint ventures, excluding, of course, NRL, which is specifically excluded from this transaction.
Right. Right. So talk to us about how are your talks with some of the employee unions actually happening. We understand there was some amount of resistance to this plan. Have things smoothened down now?
No, there has been pockets of resistance at the employees, especially at the workman level, but it is localized and not very effective. They are not only maybe showing some sort of a token protest. And we have also recently rolled out, as per our earlier plans, a VRS plan for those of the employees who may find the new management difficult to handle. And we have got a very good response for the VRS scheme. And a substantial number of workmen category amounting to around 1,200 will be probably going out from the company by the end of this month.
Right. Sir, talk to us whether you had chat with some of the prospective parties who are interested, some of the bidders. We understand that the date has been extended to September 30th, but have you had any calls or, on how assets are operating, etc., regarding that with any of the prospective bidders?
Actually, when we went to a generic roadshow earlier, we had met potential bidders. And some of the questions were actually collected by us, and that was the basis on which the PIM itself was prepared. And subsequently, the clarifications on the PIM, this is what has now come out in the website of DIPAM. And correspondences and questions are collected and replied to by our transaction advisors. As per DIPAM procedure, we are not permitted to disclose the names of the potential bidders.
Right. So talk to us about how, in your view, what's the right way to look at the valuations of BPCL? You have got a huge retail network, which is very valuable. Then the refining capacities, that's very again very valuable. A lot of people say that the way Marathon Petroleum transaction happened in 7-Eleven or even Reliance BP deal. What are your thoughts there?
There is a robust process of valuation. There is a very clear guidelines of DIPAM on how the valuation is done, and the experts for that valuation exercise is already on the job. Anyway, valuation is a matter of the way the potential bidders see this, because this is an integrated company, and there are certain of the arms of BPCL which may be more attractive from a point of view of a bidder. So I would not like to comment on what would be a right value for this. We are still awaiting the report of the valuation experts for this.
Right. So lastly, talk to us about how your operations are panning out, especially fuel retailing. Have they come back to, what levels have they come back to compared to pre-COVID days? Also, how are the refining capacities right now in terms of utilization? If you could share the levels.
Yeah, we have actually come back almost to not pre-COVID levels exactly, but the marketing side, on the MS side, there is substantial improvement, only almost -10. That is about 90% of the MS sales has been restored. On the diesel side, it's only about 83-84%. And therefore, our refineries are running at a capacity of more than 80% now. So we have seen a sharp recovery on the marketing side. The demand has picked up, and it will continue to rise as the situation in the country normalizes.
Right. So lastly, I would like to understand from you, how's your marketing business actually panning out? It has been very high growth in the last several quarters. Is the momentum continuing?
Yes, it is continuing.
Okay, there you have it. That's the management of BPCL in conversation with my colleague Ajay Sharma, talking about how the government has definitely responded to all of the questions from prospective buyers, and they are seeing a good response to their VRS scheme as well. As of now, they can't really disclose the names of the bidders, but a robust valuation exercise is happening for the assets of BPCL.